Hello and welcome to Mr. Smith History, and this is another video, the fourth one about the Spanish Armada, and this is looking at the plans that the Spanish had to invade. So Philip II had a number of different reasons for wanting to launch an attack and launching the Spanish Armada. Philip was of course a devout Catholic, and as you'll be aware if you've listened to some of my other videos, he'd already been involved in a number of failed plots to kill Elizabeth. So the Armada then, and this invasion, gave him another chance, another opportunity to try and finally remove her from the throne.
Oh, hello.
Now, the Pope had been keen as mustard to get rid of Elizabeth, and he'd been wanting to get her off the throne since around 1570 when he excommunicated her from the church, and he promised forgiveness, he promised absolution. Anyone that supported Philip in his crusade, if you like, anyone that supported the campaign to try and get Elizabeth from the throne, their sins would be forgiven. Yes, I'm Drake. So the work of Drake and the other privateers in the New World were a constant threat to Spanish commercial interests over there in the Americas, and Elizabeth's continued support of the Dutch rebels also threatened Spanish control in the region. As ever, there was a hefty dose of politics involved. The Treaty of Joinville in 1584 meant that Spain could now attack England without risking war with France, a huge development. The Treaty of Nonsuch in 1585 meant that English soldiers were at war with Spain, so Philip had justification to invade. And England would be a useful island for Philip to control and cement control of the Atlantic. There were developments then in terms of circumstances. Spain had acquired Portugal in 1580. You can see that lovely little yellow arrow pointing at it there on that old map. The success of the Duke of Parma in the Netherlands secured Spanish support there and secures the Spanish position, and Elizabeth now seemed weak to Philip II, and this only proved to encourage the attack. So tell us, I hear you all saying, tell us how Philip went about it. What was his strategy? Well, Philip ordered an armada of 130 ships. They would contain 2,431 guns, and they were going to sail along the Channel to the Netherlands. There, the ships would join forces with the Duke of Parma and his men and transport another 2,700 men to Kent. They would attack London, overthrow Elizabeth, and install a Catholic government. One thing Philip had to do to make the invasion a success was he had to control the English Channel, and the English Navy needed to disrupt the Spanish shipping there. The Spanish army was much better than the English, and if that army was allowed to land in Kent, it was a real concern that the English would surely be defeated. So why was the Armada a threat to Elizabeth? Well, obviously, if it was successful, she would be removed from the throne, and as a result she could possibly lose her life. This in turn meant that Protestants feared that if this did happen to Elizabeth, there would be a Catholic government installed in charge of England, and obviously this wouldn't work for the Protestants. And the war with Spain was overall a struggle to preserve their religion within the country and their lives. So that's the end of this video, and next time we'll be looking at the Armada itself and how the English came to victory. Thank you.